Hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So this mess that you see behind me is our well. And this well feeds everything on this side of the farm. And I'm down, the sawmill is right behind y'all. And out to the right is the lower pasture where we graze cattle, raise chickens, all that kind of stuff. I've got a couple of yard hydrants and I've got a bunch of water that runs down along the edge of the field. But when we first bought the property, this well did not have a pressure tank, didn't have power to it. It had a pump drop down in it, but it didn't have all the other things that we needed to make it work. It was wrapped in insulation with a cover over it. Had one of those fake rocks. Y'all have seen the fiberglass fake rocks that people put over their wells. Since when we bought the property, one of the first things we done was we had power ran down here and put power on this well so we could have water. Well, ever since then, our wintertime management of our well has been to wrap it in insulation, put a black tarp over it, a couple of ratchet straps, lean a pallet against it, call it good. But this year, we're going to do something different. It's time that we take care of this well like we should. So, a couple of months ago, we don't do anything fast. We don't do anything in order. We just kind of piece it together. That's what you get here. A couple of months ago, a fellow that I work with, a good friend of mine, came and put in some 4x4 posts. And he and another guy are coming by tomorrow. We're going to put a roof on this thing. We're going to frame it in. We're going to insulate it. We're going to build a door. We're going to put siding on it. We're going to make this a proper well house. But before we do that, we need a little bit of lumber. If I only knew somebody that had a sawmill and some logs laying around that we could cut some lumber off of, we'd be in business. But I digress. Hang out with us for a little bit and we're going to show you exactly what we're going to do to get ready to frame this thing in so that we can insulate it and take care of our well like we should. Okay, so my carpenter buddy that's going to be coming and doing this came up a couple days ago, done some measurements, and gave me a list of what we need. And I need 10 2x6x10s, and I need 32 2x4x8s. So I cheated a little bit, I've already done the work. Right here are some 2x4x8s that I had cut a couple months ago for a different project that never came to fruition. Again, that's how we do things around here. But I have 33 2x4x8s, so I've got enough, so we're good there. Over here on the bottom, it's always on the bottom, I've got some 2x6x10s, and I have 10 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 of those, so we're in good shape on that. So we have everything that we need to get started framing tomorrow. But you always are going to miscount. We're going to dig into this. There's going to be something that's going to be split, busted, broke, can't use it for some reason or another. There's always things always happen. So we're going to take the excavator and we're going to go out here to the log yard. I've got that big truckload of stuff that I bought off of the boys down the road here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out I know there's a 12-foot poplar out there. I'm going to go get that 12-foot poplar, bring it in here, put it on the mill, and we're going to cut that thing down into a square cant. Now I'm not going to go ahead and cut 2x4s or 2x6s off of it. I just want a square cant so that when we're working tomorrow, the guys say, hey, we need a 2x6, we need a 2x10, whatever. I can run in here, we can fire that mill up, and we can just zip off what we need. So I think I'm going to do that. Also, in order to have enough content to make this video worthwhile, I've also got a bunch of stuff out here that I think is chestnut oak. I've taken a picture of it. I need to put it through the, have y'all seen that app? It's an identification app for plants. You can take a picture of the bark, you can take the picture of a leaf, and the app will tell you what species of plant it is. It works great for trees. But I've got some stuff out here that I think is what's called chestnut oak. I want to put one of those on the mill and carve into that and see what that looks like, because I'm just curious. I'm imagining it's probably going to be pretty stuff. So let's take the excavator. We'll go get us we'll go get that 12-foot poplar, and we'll get us one of those chestnut oaks. We'll put them up on the mill. We'll saw a little bit. All right, I'll tell y'all, that excavator is worth its weight in gold to move this stuff around. Makes it really, really easy. You may be asking, well, where's the tractor? We're not seeing the tractor in a few days. So my New Holland tractor is at the local dealership. That thing turned 1,500 hours and need to take care of it. You know, that's the last tractor I'm ever going to buy. That thing will probably be passed on to the next generation, whatever that's going to end up looking like. But called the service department, said, hey, I need to get this thing worked on. They said, do you want to just replace the filters, or do you want to replace the fluids? And I said, you know, I need to take care of it. So we're just replacing the fluids and the filters and everything in that. And also, while it's down there, had a little other work that needed to be done. The skid steer quick attach, those paddles on the front, are not working in tandem. They're off just a little bit. So I want them to do some adjusting on that and get that fixed. And also, we're having a third function valve put on the New Holland tractor so that we can get a grapple for the front. Now, y'all remember that little 40 horsepower Coyote tractor that I had a grapple on it, sold that to a buddy about a year ago now, I guess it was, and I've kind of missed the grapple. Yeah, I've got the excavator, but there's times when the tractor's going to be a little bit more nimble than the excavator is. Moving brush, just bringing the log in real quick, that kind of thing, moving stuff around. There's just going to be 1,000,001 uses for that. And I've quite frankly missed having a grapple. So having a third function valve put on that. So we'll be looking for a grapple later on, but not really in a big hurry for that, especially as we're getting ready to go into fall and winter. But anyway, I've got these two in here now. The first one, again, I think is a chestnut oak. It's got some very gnarly looking bark on it, but we had cut a couple of these for firewood, and it looks like it's nice stuff inside. Curiosity's gonna kill the cat. I just want to carve into this thing, see what it's gonna look like. And then back here, I've got, pretty sure this is a poplar. Looks like it is. A lot of the bark's gone, but all indications it's a poplar. We'll put this up here, square it up. The work we're going to be doing is just right behind where y'all are at. It'll be 3 minutes to run down here, fire this thing up, and cut off a 2x6 or a 2x4 or whatever we need. And then later on, if we don't use anything, it'll be up there ready to go, and we can do whatever we need to do with it. It may be siding. I think I'm gonna do a board and batten side on that. We'll decide, we'll see how that works out. But anyway, let's get the mill fired up. Been a while since I started this and ran it, so I've got to do a few things off camera to kind of get ready and get everything set up. But we'll throw these up here, carve into them, see what we got. we seem to have attracted an audience. Hello, girls. How y'all doing out there? Y'all looking pretty good. Munching on some grass. Okay, y'all. I just don't know here. So, I don't know if you noticed or not, I'll try to edit it in and point it out. As I was sawing, when I would come in on this end up here, we would get, when I was sawing these 1-inch boards, we would get this bow. So this end is under a lot of tension on one plane. Also got the same thing down here. But I'll tell you this, it is really pretty stuff. And I don't know if it's going to show up on camera or not. I'll do a close-up here in a few minutes and show you and edit it in. But this is really pretty. But I just don't, and this end here, the end on this one's bad. It's rotten. Got a bunch of bug damage there. So I just don't know that this is going to be good to try to do boards on. I just don't feel good about trying to do that. I'm afraid that they're going to cup and warp and would not dry flat, and that would just end up being a big waste of time. But what I done was I went ahead and cut this into a 6x6. And I've got another project in mind that I'm going to need some 6x6 posts for. If you can believe I've got another project in mind. So I think we can salvage some of these as 6x6 posts. I've got a bunch more out there, and I've got a feeling that it's all going to be kind of like this. It was very gnarly. I was not miserly with the wood miser. I've got some slabs over here that are heavy as the dickens, so we'll have to do something with those. But we're going to have a lot of waste. I think we're going to have a whole lot of waste because they're very crooked and dog-legged and sow-bellied and all that other stuff. So I just don't know that it's going to make very good high-grade, high-quality lumber, but I think it can be salvaged for some posts. Also, y'all know we're trying to grow our firewood business a little bit, trying to get us some more firewood cut and split. What we can't salvage for posts or whatever is fine to cut up into firewood. I got a good buy in this, and if we cut it up into firewood, cut it, split it, and sell it, a portion of this cut and split into firewood will pay for the load, plus whatever we get out of it. So I'm not hurt on it, it's fine. But a little bit disappointing that this is not, but I knew it, I can't say that. But anyway, it's very pretty. We'll get a nice close-up of it here and show it to you. But 6x6 posts. Let's get this off of here. We'll get this poplar up. We'll go ahead and cut that thing into a cant so that we're ready for the framing project tomorrow. Okay, that worked out pretty good. And it definitely is poplar. The bark looked like poplar. The wood looks like poplar. And it smells like poplar. If you've ever been around a sawmill that was sawing poplar, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And my goodness gracious, how pretty is that? Daggone, I don't know if I want to use that for framing lumber or not. That is absolutely gorgeous. Yellow poplar, got some nice yellow, lime, green kind of color running through it. Very, very pretty. A little bit of wane right here, wane being where we're missing wood. Structurally, if we use it though, it should be fine. Don't really see any bug damage. Got a little chatter in my blade over here. I think it was going too slow. But we're looking at a 11 1/4 by 8, 11 1/4 by 8 inch cant. So if we need to cut some 2x4s, 2x6s, 2x8s, or 2x10s, we can make that work tomorrow. We can make that work. So ready to go for in the morning when the guys get here. And if, like I say, the purpose in doing this was, you know, you always get a board that's twisted or warped or split or something that you can't use. So if we need a replacement, we've got some material on the mill. We can come down and we can run that through real quick. So I think that's it for today. Like we always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families, and we'll see you on the next video.